Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. So basically today I'll be doing a full step-by-step instructions video on how to use our new budget spreadsheet, which is called the Ultimate Organize Your Money Sheet. This spreadsheet launched, I think, 2 months ago, which is focused on categorizing your money in 7 categories. And I've had 2 questions basically on the date and also the debt side of things. So what I decided to do is update the whole thing and basically create a all-in-one spreadsheet, which took me so long, which means if you do have 2, that's perfectly fine. That means you've separated your debt attack method and your budgeting, which is perfect. I prefer it like that, but also you can get this, which has all of it in one. This new spreadsheet that now I'm going to send out to everyone who's bought the spreadsheet, and you can access it. Chances are when this video goes up, you've already received the email with the updated spreadsheet. So be on the lookout on your emails for this sheet that you're seeing right now, which looks like this, and you can access the template over here. So if you haven't bought the spreadsheet, when you purchase it, it will come with this template over here, with this PDF sheet over here, and then you will click over here for the template. It will also come with a free 2-video debt attack course, just in case you're trying to pay off debt, and you can watch that course, and it will also come with PDF worksheets that you can use in conjunction with the course as well. So let's now dive into the spreadsheet. So when you grab it, you're going to get this template over here, which tells you everything that's over here on the spreadsheet. And then you're just going to click on budget template here. When you click on that, it automatically gives you an option to make a copy. What I've done is just make it easy for people who purchase it. In that way, you don't have to request access from me. It will force you to make a copy. What I used to do previously is just that you will open up the spreadsheet and then you go file, make a copy. But yeah, now it forces you to make a copy. If it just opens up the spreadsheet, which I highly doubt it, then you can go file, make a copy yourself. And what I mean by that is over here, when we go file, you can just make a copy over here, which chances are it won't, because I've made sure that it forces you to make a copy. Okay, so now when you open it, you're going to see a little message from me. Hello, BFF. So Budget for Freedom friend, basically. Thank you so much for purchasing my budget spreadsheet. Your support means the world to me. I'm delighted to be part of your financial journey. As Nomazdiaries, we believe in the power of good stewardship and thoughtful planning. As you embark on this path to financial wellness, I want to share a Bible verse that has always inspired me in my budget journey. For which of you desire to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it. So basically planning before you're spending, planning before you make a financial decision. So this is what I love about this verse, which is Luke 14, verse 28. This verse reminds us the importance of planning and managing our resources wisely, which this budget spreadsheet is going to help you do as well. And then at the bottom here, it gives you an option to watch the instructions video. So it will be this one. It won't be the one that's currently there right now. By the time you have it, I would have already attached this one here. So now let's begin. So welcome to the instructions video for the spreadsheet that you just bought. Thank you so much for buying the spreadsheet for me. I really do appreciate your support. So the first step when you set up your spreadsheet is you click over here on Bill Setup. Chances are you've already watched the instruction video. So as you watch the instructions video, you can also set it up. But this is the first step, which is the bills setup. This will give you a nice overview of where your money is actually going, how much you have, how much are your needs, your wants, and your debts, and also to be able to structure your debt so that you can keep track of it, but also it's going to set up for your budgeting going forward, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so the first step over here is to list your income. How many incomes do you have? Maybe it's your income and your partner's income. Maybe you have more than one stream of income. So this will give you an option to do that. So I'm going to put examples of income. So example number 1 is 20,000 Rand. And if you want to change the wording or whatever. You can call it salary, you can call it hubby, you can call it wifey, you can call it whatever. I'll leave it as income 1. So we're going to work with 20,000 Rand and another 15,000 Rand income, and maybe let's say another 5,400 Rand income. So let's say that's your household income. Already it tells you there that you're working with 40,400 Rand. And as you can see on the top there, it says 40,000 minus your needs. So your income minus your needs, you're still left with that. So now let's update this. So the titles, you can change it according to your lifestyle. Maybe you don't have rent, maybe you have something else, and then just put it in. But if you have a mortgage, you'll put it under debts. Don't put it under needs, even though obviously it is a need. So for me, because we have rent, I'm going to stick with rent. But because this is an example, it's an instructions video, I'm not going to use all my numbers, but I'll have a video up for that as well as I set up my budget with you. So rent, let's say it is 5,000 Rand is rent. Car insurance, let's say it's 1,200 Rand. Wi-Fi, let's say that's 400 Rand. Medical aid, medical insurance, whatever it is, let's say 1,500. Petrol, let's say we use 1,300 Rand on petrol. So you're just basically gonna fill it up as much as you can. Try and put everything that you spend money in. Don't judge yourself. You're just gonna make tweaks and changes afterwards. Bank charges, let's say it's 200 Rand. Investments, let's say it's 1,000 Rand a month that you put in investments. Groceries, let's say that's 4,000 Rand. School fees, I say that's another 3,500. Disney Plus, what is that? 159. Electricity, let's say you spend 600 Rand on electricity. Life insurance, let's say you spend 1,200 Rand. Retirement annuity, let's say you put 1,000 Rand in your retirement. Our wills, let's say we pay 150 in wills. And these are like executive fees and admin fees. Savings, let's say we're going to come back to this one. And then Shopify, obviously, not everyone has Shopify, but I do. So I'm going to put like 550. Okay, so these are my needs. And as you can see over here, it's already telling me that your income minus your needs, you're left with 18,281. Okay, so we can afford our lifestyle because we afford our needs. We basically are still on a green. We're not on a danger zone. And then when it comes to dates, again, you can reword it over here. So let's say, for example, you've got loan and you've got car, and let's say you've also got credit card. And what will happen is as you reword these over here at the bottom are also changing automatically. So it's good to reword it, or you can leave it as debt 1, 2, and 3. It's up to you. So let's say for our loan, we pay 2,800 Rand a month. And let's say for the car, we pay 4,000 Rand a month. And for a credit card, it's like 1,500 Rand a month. Okay, so now if we look up here, it's showing us that your income minus your needs minus your debt, you are left with 9,981. Then we now move on to our wants. So our wants are things that we can live without. So now we are making space for things that bring us that, that little bit of joy every single month. So for me, there's also like business expenses, like your subscriptions and things like that. So I think my subscriptions in total are like 2,000 Rand. If you have family that usually borrows money, or you have friends that usually borrow money, or you have stockpile or whatever, you can put it over here. And let's say we budget 1,000 Rand on that. For doing my hair and doing my nails, let's say the budget is around 1,300 Rand. Obviously, no spend is nothing. Toiletries, let's say a month we budget 400 Rand. Month ahead, so obviously that's just my saving stuff. I'm going to leave it for now. Drinks, let's say you like going out for drinks with your friends, or you like drinking at home, or whatever it is that your lifestyle is like, you can actually budget for this and not judge yourself. Do you smoke? Put it in there and have a plan for your money. So let's say for drinks, we budget 500 Rand. Surely it can't be more than that. I'm joking. Apple bill, let's say it's 230. YouTube premium, 100 Rand. Miscellaneous, let's say it's another 1,000 Rand on buffer. Coffee, maybe like going out for coffee, or you meet clients and you buy a coffee or whatever it is. Eating out, let's say you budget another 1,000 Rand on eating out. Netflix is another 179. And laundry, let's say we budget 600 Rand. Okay, so that is basically an overview of how much is coming in and how much is actually going out. And as you can see over here, it's already showing you that income minus your needs, debts, and your wants, you're left with 1,400 Rand, and your bills in total are 38,928 Rand. That is your number. That is how much you need to have every single month in order to afford your lifestyle. 38,928 Rand. But if we had to take away your wants, you will survive with 30,000. So 30,000 is kind of an emergency fund that you want to try and grow. But what I like to do, I prefer, even if you had to lose your job, I'd want you to still live your life. Even though you're going to be in a more stricter budget, you still want to live your life. So with the emergency fund, I always recommend your income. Be 1 month of income ahead, and then 2 months, 3 months, and grow from there. Okay, so now we have an overview, and now we can decide what are we doing with this 1,400 Rand. Chances are it's going to go into this category, which is saving. But try and not leave savings till the end. It's just that because we already have your retirement, your investment, and also you have your miscellaneous and stuff. We can now say, okay, we've got 1,400 Rand that we can put into cash envelopes or whatever your savings goals are. Okay, so if we go down over here now, this is the most interesting part. If you are in a journey of attacking debt, of paying off debt, this will then open your eyes working with. So first thing that you can change here, obviously you can't change this over here because it's automatically changed. You also cannot change this here because it has automatically populated from up here. The only thing you can change is how much you owe and the interest on it, because obviously you need to update that. Okay, so let's say your loan is 100K, 100,000. Let's say on your car you're owing, I don't know how much are cars. So let's say you're also owing 130,000 Rand. And let's say in your credit card, you're owing this 50,000 Rand that I've put over there. Okay. And then you update your interest as well. Let's say your loan's interest is 22.5%. And let's say your car is 12% and the credit card is 26%. So now what this does, because you've updated the balance and the interest, what this does, it shows you how much is actually going to interest from how much you're paying. So you can already see that out of this 2,800 Rand, 1,800 Rand of that is going to interest, which means only around 925 Rand is going to this balance over here. And you can validate that by the debt calculator down here. So when you go onto the debt calculator, it will show you how much is actually going into the balance. And at the bottom over here, it's going to show you how much you end up paying in just interest if you just pay the minimum payments. So let's go back to the debt setup. Now you've set up your debt. Now you have an overview and you know what you're working with. So now your savings. Again, you can change all the titles. I do recommend giving it a name. For example, number one can be Immer. Let's actually make it all capitals, and I'll show you why. Emergency fund. And over here, I'm going to do the same with loan. Car. I'll show you why I prefer capital shortly. Credit card. So let's say it's going to be emergency fund and my usual savings. You guys already know them. Christmas, Black Friday, and school fees. But obviously you probably don't have a child or whatever it is. You don't have to worry about school fees maybe. So you can add vacation or shopping, Sheen, I don't know, whatever your financial goals are, you can then add them here. And then you also set up your goals amount. So emergency fund. So obviously here we're working with 40,000 Rand because that's the income. So 40,000 Rand. Christmas, 5 is fine. Black Friday, let's put 10,000 because I want to get an iPad, even though I don't think I'm going to get it this year because I've bought a phone. School fees is usually like a 40,000 as well. Oops, not 400. Hey, Bo. She's not at Hilton. Vacation, let's say it's 25,000. Shopping, let's say just 5,000 as well. And then, yeah, the rest we can just leave as is, it's fine. Or you can just literally remove them like that, and that's perfectly fine. I'll leave as is. I'll actually put 1,000 on this one just because the rest are 1,000. And then you can update yourself how many months to go and how much have you currently started saving. If nothing, then you take it off. If you have saved a little bit, then you do add it, and it's going to show you over here how much you have to go. Okay, so I'm going to take it out because let's say there's nothing. So this is an overview of every single expense of yours. Now you know your needs, your debt, your want, you know how much your needs cost, how much your debts cost monthly, how much your wants cost monthly, how much you're earning, how much you're left with. And obviously with a zero-based budget, you can then give this a job, whether you're paying extra in debt or you're putting extra in savings. And over here, everything is listed according to what you put in over here. So you do not touch this over here. This comes in when you're doing your monthly tracking. So now let's move on to the savings sheet. So the savings sheet is where you can basically update how much you have saved. So let's say, for example, with emergency fund, as you can see, the goal of 40,000 and goal dates. Let's say I'm going to change a goal date over here. So all you do is just double tap as usual. And then we can, let's see, it looks tiny, doesn't it? Okay, so we can say the target for the emergency fund is the 1st of Jan. And then you just give yourself that goal. Already the goal amount is populated from the bill setup. This is what I love about that bill setup page. It sets everything up for you because everything else here is auto-populated. You cannot populate it yourself or you'll mess up the formulas. Don't do that. So goal amount is 40,000. Total saved, again, don't populate it yourself. I'll show you now what you can do. So obviously you're on 0, which means left to save is 40,000 Rand, and monthly contribution, there is no update on that as yet. Your target is 130k. How much you've saved is 0. Left to save is 130k. So all of the labels are over here as populated on the bill setup. So now if we go down here on dates, let's say today, the 28th of October, double tap. Let's go today, 28th. I put in 5,000 Rand. And I'm going to put it in my emergency fund. As you can see, the emergency fund has now updated over here. Total saved is 5,000. And then if we scroll up, there it is over here. Total save is 5,000. Left to save is 35,000. So this will auto-populate itself. Okay, so after you have populated, it will auto-populate itself over here. Over here, it's going to still show you total goals 130. You have saved 5,000 and you have 125,000 Rand to go. So that is basically how you do it. Same thing with Christmas. So if, for example, you had to put in 1,000 Rand into a Christmas saving, that means technically you have saved 6,000 Rand in total. You have 124,000 Rand to go. And yeah, the updates are over here. And also, if you look on Christmas, it's going to show you that you have 4,000 Rand to go. And that is basically how you track your savings. Now, if we have a look at your debt, you don't have to touch anything over here. It will auto change itself as you update your budget. So as you change the balance or anything, the only thing that you're going to change is right here with the date and put the relevant date so that it can be up to date on when are you going to be debt free, which it says over here, 1st of May 2028. Okay, so now we're going to jump from into the budget. I'm going to leave the annual overview for now. I want to show you the budget. So the budget is the one that you already know, which I have been using month to month. But now it has been updated. So if your payday is on the, let's say it's today, the 28th, as you can see, it's already updated that today, Tuesday, that's when your payday is. Obviously, this is a January one. So I'm going to change the payday for this one. And let's say it is going to, I'm going to budget from the 29th of December, which over here on the calendar said the 29th of December was a Monday. So the spreadsheet, the calendar is changed to start on the 29th on your payday. So all of that has been fixed. All of that have been sorted because it was one of the questions. And if it was you who asked me, please comment down below with a heart or a flower that you got that. But yeah, so you double tap for whenever your payday is and it updates. So let's move the payday and say it's the 5th of Jan. And as you can see, that changes as well. And even if it's a random Wednesday, it's going to change as well. And then over here, so obviously again, you double tap and let's say on the 7th, you're going to get your paycheck of the 20,000 Rand. And then you're going to then pick the income, which is going to be at the bottom. So if you reworded your income, it would be here like salary or full-time job or side hustle or stockfell or whatever the income is. So we're going to select income one. And as you can see, it's already reflecting that income one has come through over here. And then on category, you will then pick the category, which is income. So then at the top of the here, the income category would have already updated itself. And if we then now add the expenses, and let's say with that income on the on the 7th of January as well, you are spending 5,000 Rand on rent. And you see why I like the capital letters, it looks much better than the small letters. And rent is a high priority bill. So automatically it's already telling you that now you have spent 5,000 Rand in your high priorities and you have a total of 15,000 Rand remaining for this month's income. And then same thing, double tap, and let's say on the 8th, you're then going to pay another 1,000 Rand to let's say your life insurance, and that is also going to be a high priority bill or a future me, whatever you want to put it as. And then let's say as well on the same day you're paying a 1,000 Rand into your retirement, and that is also a future me. And let's put one more bill. Let's say you're going to go food shopping and you're going to spend 2,000 Rand. And you're going to buy food, so that could be groceries, and that's going to be on variable expenses. And yeah, so whatever you're going to just keep putting, and it's going to update automatically, and it's going to show you have spent 1,000 Rand, 6,000 Rand, and 2,000 Rand, a total of 9,000 Rand over here, which means you have a remaining of 11,000 Rand. So everything is going to auto populate and calculate itself. And over here, it's obviously going to show you out of the income where your money is also going in a visual graph. And you can also set to your monthly goals and keep track of that as well. Just it gives you enough to just do 6 goals. So it's not too hectic, but as well as the habits that you are wanting to adopt as well in this month. Okay, and that is basically how your budget is going to look. Now, once you have updated your budget, you can also have an annual overview. So if you click here on annual overview, as you can see, it's already showing you that January, this is how much you earned, this is how much you put in future you haven't put any sinking funds, you haven't paid any debt. Out of the total income, you have spent 9,000 in this year, in the 12 months. And totally, that's how much you have spent. And that's how much went to priority variables and nothing at subscription. And it just all auto populate itself as well over here. So I don't want you to worry about like populating it yourself. But yeah, this is the budget spreadsheet. It's going to be so amazing to use it, and I think you're really going to love it as well. So if you want it, I'll have everything linked below. It's basically now all in one. It has your debt, it has your savings, it has your budget categories, it has your annual overview. It just basically has everything to make life easy for you when you're tracking your expenses. Even if you're tracking as a family or whatever, it does not matter. You can just keep adding in the incomes over here, and it's going to keep updating itself over here to keep track of how much you're left with according to how much has come in, which is such a nice way to keep track of your expenses. I've worked so hard on this spreadsheet, so I do appreciate your positive feedback. But obviously, if you do have some negative feedback, you can just let me know and I can see how I can work towards it. But I think this one is perfect for the upcoming months of tracking. And if you do have any questions, please let me know on the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.